Who believes in time travel? I do. Here's an example. When I call my grandparents every day, I'm getting information I would never ever get in the times present I am. When I talk to a kid in the future and I ask them a question and they give me some out-of-box answer, it's because they haven't been tainted by reality yet. And I'm in the present today where I can take both of those and create something new to solve problems. So for 11 plus years, I've been a culture engineer trying to solve human problems through time travel. We're going to walk through that process of how we time travel to solve a big issue when it comes to literacy and education and bringing culture to the classroom. The principles of time travel: access the past, assess the present, and reimagine the future. These are the three principles we need to keep to time travel. Y'all ready? Yeah. All right. So this logo represents a period in time in my life where I was at my lowest. I'm in my senior year in high school playing basketball, and my scholarships go away because I'm struggling with my standardized testing at the time, to the point where I don't know even where I'm going to college at. My friends are asking me where am I going. My parents are asking me how am I feeling. And I'm pretty much lying because I don't know how to feel when it comes to subconscious pressure of being the only child or be the best one or the first one in your family to graduate or first one to do something. So there's a subconscious pressure of even being great that sometimes parents don't know they put on their kids. So after a long story short, I passed the test by one point. I asked my mom, hey, I think I want to go to Southern. She was like, nah, you're not going to Southern. You're going to Prairie View. And I was like, I don't want to go to Prairie View. It's too close to y'all. And she was like, no, you're going to love going to Prairie View. So I come to Prairie View, move in. They leave. I'm settled in my dorm room. And then I go to this place where I hear a lot of noise. It's called Hump Day. Hump Day is an inclusive, liberated Black experience through art and creativity. I know that sounds really robust, but here's what it sounds like just a tad bit.
Hands on your head while you working on the floor. You know the mama choosing as I walk through the door. Coochie head to toe, so you know I'm getting chose. But once I hit her with that flex, she gon' be digging for some more. So hands on your head while you working on the floor. Hands on your head while you working on the floor. Hands on your, hands on your, hands on your, hands on your.
That is DJ 4.0 giving us a mix. And that was the cassette that broke open everything for me. After I had my interaction with Hump Day, I thrived. I became the student body president within 2 years. I ushered in the first Panther statue that we have on campus today, the new rec center that the kids are using today, the new Panther Stadium that we have today. That was all from the intersection of culture that came through Hump Day. And then I realized culture was the intersection for so many other things in my life that I didn't have when I was in high school. The freedom, the relatability, the imagination, the experiences, the innovation in the community. It was at this moment I realized culture was the core of so many things that I needed to go throughout life. That was me assessing the past. Now I'm here to access the present. And where we are today, this is where it actually changes. Today, Texas is number 4 when it comes to low literacy in the country, with the few most open libraries. And I said, man, this is a really big problem in Texas. Could this be even worse? And it is. 54% of the country right now reads at a 6th grade level, which costs the U.S. $2.2 trillion a year simply off of low literacy. With this particular stat, if we don't fix this in the next 3 to 5 years, who's going to college? Who's going to be able to write a resume? Who's going to be able to get a job? Who's going to be able to actually code to prompt AI to give it the correct things that it needs to learn from, right? If you can't read and write, you can't do anything. And so with that, I thought about that process of culture that I interacted with when I was here on campus. And I thought about what happens if culture meets the classroom? What if I take that process I learned here at TEDxPVAMU University and apply it to real world issues outside of myself and for other people, because I know there's thousands of kids that feel just like me. This is the first concept of bringing culture to the classroom. As you can see, we changed the color because we want to change the environment. When kids walk into the space, their minds are already moving before we said one word because of how it actually looked. The headphones they have on, they change colors, but they're also listening to music as they read the actual lyrics in real time. So they're digesting information in 2 different ways. You see, we're speaking their frequency. Most kids today are using content, technology, and music to be whoever they want to be. So why not use that as a pro versus a con? We took that process and said, can we move it to another step of a classroom? And we did. In 2019, one of the first biggest school districts in Texas allowed us to have an 8-week program in all their middle schools. This was history at its finest. And we said, can we go even further? And we did. Could we reimagine actual physical spaces in underserved communities that not only impact the students, but impact the parents holistically? This is what it looks like today. You see, this space here, we changed the outside. We changed the inside, the furniture, the lighting, the painting. So now the students want to come to class. It's not an option if you want to or not. You have engaging things that make you want to be fulfilling who you are as yourself. Now, with all these cool things and hearing all these things and taking that, does it actually work? And it does. This is before COVID happened. We took a group of students, 30 kids, special ed, high disciplinary, and low literacy. To the left, we gave them their standardized tests before we gave them culture. You can see those numbers. They're really bad. In 4 to 8 weeks, they had an overall 66% increase because culture impacted them. We gave them relatable content. They saw themselves in the work. They wanted to come to school. And that result, the skills they learned within 4 to 8 weeks, sentence structure, mood and tone, active listening, tech skills, social skills, all through culture. The same thing that was giving me problems, I'm now solving out loud because of how the intersection of culture brought me to a place of relatability. Increased 90% in their attendance, a 90% increase in their social and emotional learning. So now their mental health is actually getting better by way of culture. The things that you think you're supposed to take away from your child is actually helping them if you give them a balance of it. A 90% decrease in their behavior. This means that the kids actually want to come to school to learn. This means you're not dragging them out of class. They're not going to ISS. They're engaged and they want to be there. Now, I've talked about it a lot, but you can just hear it from these kids themselves.
It was a beautiful thing where I could actually express myself and my family problems, what they've been going through.
Reading with the rapper really helps me because it has all my favorite things: learning, music, and also figurative language.
It was a cool experience. It helped me with my reading and whatnot, because some people in the class didn't know what a metaphor and an onomatopoeia is, and in his songs it showed you this is what a metaphor, onomatopoeia, simile. It gave you examples and you'll remember it, because just how you remember songs, you can remember that. It was cool.
This class is more tight-knit, so it was easier to incorporate music and fun with them because they were so on board. The second I talked about it, they were ready to go and super excited about the program.
Culture has impacted 500,000 kids since 2018. Culture is in 6 states since 2018. Culture is now changing the pedagogy from 6 weeks of school to 4 to 8 weeks where they're being more efficient and effective in their classes. Culture is aligning to have an open-mindedness about beyond literacy into STEM, mental health, gaming, right? We're opening up opportunities by way of culture and relatability. Essentially, we're bringing culture to the classroom and reimagining what the education to career path model will look like for the next generation holistically. Thank you for time traveling me and learning how to bring culture to the classroom.